In the video now for yesterday. I had the free running today, so I'm going to make another video about that in a bit, but for now I'm just going to talk about what happened yesterday. So I went to the voice physiotherapist, and that was really interesting because they were able to, I guess, massage this whole area here, and like same with the tongue and stuff. I guess they didn't do too much with the tongue, they were kind of just pulling it out. I think we're going to focus more on that next time. But yeah, it was really good. It was like the neck and the jaw, and it meant that I had a lot more mobility in there. And then afterwards with the tongue, I was able to move it a lot more freely, which is really cool. I've never had that kind of thing before. And I mean, you see so many things online of exercise you can do with your jaw and all that stuff, and like pull this and whatever. But when you've got someone there, it's so much better. And I guess it's something I've really realised about this whole health journey that I've been on, is that when you see all these different professionals, it's so much better than when you're just doing it yourself. So yeah, I found that pretty good. I meant to go back on Tuesday and then Friday. And usually at the beginning of these kind of things, they'll do a consultation the first one, and then they'll probably see you a couple of times early on, and then maybe do spread it out after that. So that's been really good. And she also gave me this exercise, which is kind of to, you basically put your hand here, then one kind of here, and then just under here as well. And then you kind of just to stretch these muscles in here. And I mean, I'm doing some of that kind of stuff for the osteopath that I've been seeing, which is kind of like this, but that's more back here rather than here. I don't know, hard to explain really. But yeah, so that was really cool. And then I then had the vitamin B injection, vitamin B, whatever, in the afternoon after work, which was good. Although, to be honest, that's the thing that out of all these things that I'm doing, I think I'm finding that to be the least useful, which is kind of surprising because that's meant to relax your body and stuff, but to me it doesn't really. It was meant to last like a few days or whatever. It doesn't seem to be helping me much at all. And it's like, because I get it on the Friday, it's like, am I relaxed on Saturday because of the vitamin B injection, or is it because the fact that it's Saturday and I've got the time off? So yeah, I'm not really sure about that one. So that might be the first one to drop, because I'm basically seeing I counted today, it was something like 8 or 9 people, and I'll go into that more in another video. But it's like voice physiotherapy, speech pathologist, osteopath, acupuncturist, that's 4. I went to be seeing a dentist, that's the thing I said in the video from yesterday, so it's 5. What else we got? That's 5. Diving, I mean, that's not really going to continue too long. And then what's really cool, so I'll do those more in another video, but someone I had a call with was a breathing coach, and he's one of these Wim Hof certified breathing coaches. And I was meant to have a free 15-minute consult with him on Zoom. This is on Friday evening when I got back after the injection, although I actually did the whole call in an Uber, well, most of it in an Uber. But it was really good. So it was meant to be a free 15-minute consultation, but it ended up going for about 40 minutes. Like, he was very happy to give up his time to do that, which is great. And I'm meant to be seeing him now, I think on Monday, it's bank holiday, and we've got Saturday, and then Saturday after, like that. And because it's like I do so many breathing exercises, I've done all these YouTube tutorials on whatever, but again, it's like having someone there is just going to be so much more beneficial, because they can immediately spot what you're doing wrong and what you can do to correct it. Because that's arguably one of the biggest things with me and singing is it's like when I'm singing well, I obviously feel that connection between here and here, but it's like most of the time I don't. So I'm having to use these muscles up here, which I know I shouldn't be. But I guess if you've got them before, you've got no choice really. So I'm going to be working with a proper breathing coach, which is really cool. And he seemed really genuine, because he was saying, I can come to your house, or you can come here, it's up to you, and we'll do an hour and a half, and then any time during the week, just text me, call me, whatever. If you want a long chat, that's fine. So it's a really personal approach, and I really I guess appreciate that. So that'll be on Monday. And the other thing was, I had a 40-minute conversation, with my singing teacher, who is a fantastic singer and performer, and I think he's in his 60s now, but you wouldn't think it, but by his physique and everything, because he's incredibly fit. I had a really long conversation with him, and it was really interesting because he said to me, but bear in mind, he's given up his time to talk to me, which was very generous of him. And he said to me, like, up till when he was about 50 years old, he said he was like me, and that he was going to so many different people, just trying to get his body to be like working for him rather than against him. And he's 60 now, so it's like the last 10 years, like after he like got mixed voice like nailed down, like it's been a completely different ball game for him. But he said like at one point he went to like a hypnotherapist, and like that's the point he was getting to, so we've got a long way to go before we get to that point. Hopefully we don't get there. But what was interesting is he was saying that the thing that helped him the most, like the biggest breakthrough, was that kind of air, that like kind of really relaxed feeling, which is going up to your pharynx, and then mixing with that, and then obviously it becomes easier and stuff. And it's like it's because I've experienced mixed voice like so many times before. I know what it feels like. So when all these muscles are like unnecessarily getting involved, I know that it's not right, which is why I'm doing this whole YouTube channel to condition my voice to sing properly. It was. I just guess it was really, really interesting to talk to him, and I'm going to be going to see him soon. I've not seen him in a long time because I've been trying to sort this stuff out. Because I'm like, if I can't sing before I come to you, it's like because when I was getting these problems, it started with like the nose problems and all that stuff. So I suddenly found it was much harder to get into mixed voice. And I saw him for several weeks, and it was just not getting better. So I thought I'd better to like work all this stuff out. And now it's been like almost a year, I'd say, of like not seeing him. So I'm going to be going to see him again. And the other thing is that I want to mention is that when I saw the doctor for vitamin B injection, he said, because I was talking about how I seemed to pull a muscle or something in my throat. He said with the prednisone that I was taking, which gave me acne after 6 days of use, so I should have done like only 3 or whatever. I was a bit impatient because it was still not quite going away, but it was definitely helping. So he said, take that again for just like 3 days or whatever, and hopefully that redness will actually go. Because I kind of aggravated it by singing, even though like I was meant to be kind of resting at the same time. So yesterday, today, and stuff, I've not been singing at all. Not even like I've been like humming and stuff, but not singing. I mean, I haven't had time. I've been doing all this diving stuff. But I'll tell you about that in the next video. I need to kind of, I guess, not aggravate this area while it's trying to heal. So give it a few days. But the prednisone, I don't like to use drugs in that sense to like sort out health stuff, but it did seem to work a lot better, to be fair, than like ginger and garlic and the classic things like that, and honey. And he also said I should be like gargling with salt water, so I might look into that as well. I've done that stuff before, and but I'll happy to do that consistently. And another thing that the scene teacher mentioned, and there are so many things that he said, but one of them is, if I'll say 2 things that he said. One is that since he's done mouth taping, he doesn't have sinus infections anymore, because he used to do all the sinus rinse and now I do that. So, he said after he's done mouth taping for a significant period of time, he found that he didn't get sinus infections anymore. So that's one thing. It's obviously an anecdotal report, I guess, but I thought it was really interesting. And bear in mind, he's had sinus infections for years and stuff, so the taping, we found that really, really good for him. And I've also almost finished the James Nestor book on Audible, so that's been really good. I'd definitely recommend that. And the second thing he said, well, there's loads of things he said, but the second thing I'm going to mention is that every day he does the hottest bath that he can take, like 15 minutes, like really, really hot, like 5 days a week he does it. And probably a few of the show as well. Anyway, so he'll do a 50-minute really, really hot bath, and then he'll go in the shower, like a really cold shower, like obviously, for 3 minutes or something, which gives his body enough time to get used to it, that sort of thing. but he said going that way around from the hot to cold, because I've done it where you go cold to hot, but I just thought it'd be interesting to do to do the other way around, do the really, really hot and then cold. He didn't necessarily say that was like so different, but it seems to be working for him the best. So yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that, because that's something that I decided to do this way. I didn't have a really long bath, but I did a really hot shower and then went to cold after that, whereas usually I do it kind of the other way around, because then you can enjoy the last bit. But actually, to be honest, like the hotter you have the water and then you do it really, really cold, it actually makes it fine, because you were so hot before, so really, really cold is actually fine. It's better than doing like pretty warm and then freezing cold. But yeah, I know that's pretty much it for now, and I'm going to do another video probably in like 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, talking about today in the freediving, because that was really, really interesting. I learned so much, and I'm going to tell you all that in the next video, so I'll see you soon.